Dave, tell us about your Nazzaro, please.
Well, Felice Nazzaro was the son of a coal merchant in Turin at the end of the last century, and he started as an apprentice with Fiat, showed great mechanical skills and became one of their chief test drivers. He actually then started racing for Fiat and was probably the most successful of the early racing drivers before Nuvolari, Fangio, Moss, Button, the rest of it. He was the first motor racing hero in Italy, and he decided with Lancia, who was one of his contemporary workers at Fiat, to start manufacturing his own motor car, which he did in 1912. And he was not very successful, although obviously we can see Lancia was today. But Nazzaro did make one car very like this. This is a sister car of one which he entered for the 1913 Targa Florio race, which in those days was called the Giro, and it went all the way around the island, 700 miles, and he won it by several hours over all the rest of the competition.
Wow.
And this is a very special car to me. I found it in a museum in Turin and managed to extract it from them, and it had not been run for years and years, but I hadn't even taken the sump of it. I just cleaned it, got the magneto going, and I've probably done 15,000 road miles in it since. I drove it to Sicily in 2006 and entered the centenary of the Targa Florio, and it won in the pre-First World War class. Last year I drove it all the way to Vienna on the road, did a 700 kilometer alpine trial and drove it back. I was the only one on the rally who didn't have a trailer and a man following in a Land Rover.
That's impressive. So it's a very reliable car.
It's unbelievably reliable. In fact, the only things I've just done, I've renewed the clutch, which was original, because it was slipping on the one in Four Hills in Austria last year.
Yep.
And I decided I should realign the brakes at the same time because they were covered in oil. But as you can see, it's unrestored, it's as it was, and it probably hasn't done a very big mileage, and I'm just going to keep it like it is. It's not a car that should be restored. It should be left in the condition that it's grown into, and it'll be 100 years old in 2013. And I've had this dream for a while now, which is coming to realization, to make a film in Sicily about the car and about Nazzaro's win. So it'll be 100 years old in 2013, and it will be exactly 100 years since Nazzaro won the Targa Florio.